Do you want to make your own podcast? Spotify has a platform that lets you make one super easily, then distribute it everywhere and even earn money all in one place for free. It's called Spotify for Podcasters. And this is the platform that I use because it makes it so simple to record and distribute your podcast all in one place using your cell phone. What you need to do is download the Spotify for Podcasters app or go to www.spotify.com/podcasters to get started. Hello, my name is Catherine Moore, social worker, mom, coffee lover, and founder of Social Workers Rise, where we inspire social workers to connect, expand their knowledge, and change more lives than they ever thought possible. I'm so excited you found my podcast. We will talk everything social work on every level from micro to macro. We will hear the stories of social workers who are doing big things, learn new skills, and most importantly, give you actionable steps to make a difference today. Let's go. Before we hop into this episode, I want to share a brand new resource with you. As social workers and mental health professionals, we know that clinical supervision is vital to the service of our clients. But traditionally, it's been very difficult to find clinical supervision that's a good fit outside of your job. Or as a clinical supervisor, it's been really challenging to connect with new professionals who are looking for your unique skill set that you bring to supervision. So there is a new resource that I'm so excited to share with you. The Clinical Supervisor Directory is coming very, very soon, and it is the go-to place for clinical supervision. Definitely get on the interest list now so you don't miss any updates on this launch. The link is in the show notes. Hello, welcome to another episode of Social Workers Rise. Today we're talking with Chioma Moronu about being biracial in America and biracial identity formation. So I first heard her talk at the Millennial Social Work Conference, and she blew my mind. So I knew I must have her on the podcast. Today, we talk about the struggles that mixed race people experience that other people may not be aware of. It might be in your blind spot. Also, too, we talk about how they feel like they always must fit in a box. And if they don't fit in the box, then there's that feeling of you're not enough. What is it also that we need to stop saying to people who are mixed race? And how can we support our clients who don't necessarily fit in one box when it comes to their race? And ultimately, at the very end, she gives us her insights on how we can be uniting against white supremacy. I'm so excited for you to hear our conversation. If you love it, definitely give me a comment, shoot me a message on Instagram at Social Workers Rise. Share that you're listening to it on social media. Social media is free, but the currency is so valuable. So definitely appreciate you being here. Let's hop into it. Hello, welcome to another episode of Social Workers Rise. I am so excited that you are here. I am Catherine Moore, your host of Social Workers Rise. So we took a little break for April, my spring break for Social Workers Rise. I hope you had a chance to go back and listen to some of the amazing episodes. If you haven't, no worries. They will always be there. Today, I just wanted to focus on where we are at. So it's May 2021. We just came through that awful pandemic, and we are still feeling the effects of so many social issues. So we have Black Lives Still Matter. We have the hate crimes increasing amongst the API, Asian Pacific Islander population. And I'm beginning to see more conversations from that community about how it's impacting their lives, how they are just sick and tired of it. And it's inspiring and empowering to me to hear these stories. And I'm here to share your story. So if there is a story that you need to share and you feel it's important for other people and other social workers, other people in the community to hear your story, reach out to me. Let me know what your thoughts are, and let's get to talking about how we can use this platform, Social Workers Rise podcast, to share your story, impact lives, and really change the narratives that need to be changed. I am here for you. Also, we are looking at graduation. So BSWs, MSWs, all of the other new graduates entering the field. Oh man, I think back to when I graduated and there was so many different feelings and emotions and nervousness and pressure and the internal conversations that were happening for me, like, okay, now I have my degree. I'm supposed to feel super smart, but I don't. How am I going to be competing in this marketplace full of other people who have the exact same degree that I have? I'm in Southern California, and there are 17 schools of social work in Southern California. That is a whole lot of new graduates coming out. But if I were to be able to tell my new grad self anything, it would be how to communicate your value in a job interview, in the workforce, while networking, because that is going to make such a huge difference. If you can show up confident and proud of your accomplishments and not scared to state the facts. It's facts, the things that you have accomplished. It is facts, the things that you have overcome. It is facts that you have these skills that are valuable to any potential employer. But we don't want just any employer. We want the right employer. We want our dream job. I will be honest, you might not get your dream job right away, and that is okay. Because if your dream job is working in a hospital and you have never set foot in a medical setting as a social worker, chances are you're not going to get hired to work in a hospital. But there are things that you can do to start your journey to your dream job. And the first is really taking a self-inventory of, one, what are you really passionate? What gets you fired up? What is it that when you hear someone talking about this conversation, your ears perk up and you say, oh my gosh, what are they talking about? What is going on? I must chime in on this topic. Or what is a topic or an area that you can talk for 20 minutes about? It might be maybe your thesis topic, maybe a topic that you chose to research in college. Maybe it's you gave a presentation on something. Maybe it's something personal to you. Maybe you've had a personal experience with some sort of area in your life that you're really passionate about. And if you're listening to me right now, I know 100% that you have valuable experiences, both personal and professional, that you can draw on, that you can think of at least 3 areas that you're super passionate about that you can talk about. And your friends are like, oh my gosh, stop talking about it. Or the topic comes up and your friends look at each other and they're saying, oh geez, here we go again. You know what I'm talking about. What is that for you? That is your passion. That could be one of your niches, right? That could be one of your specialties. So what is that for you? Also too, where are your personal experiences? This is where you're going to be finding your wisdom. So what kind of personal experiences have you had that drastically shaped your life? You have gained incredible insight, incredible wisdom from these experiences. A lot of times they are not pleasant experiences. A lot of times in our human brains, we tend to get stuck and focused on the experiences that were negative, that were hurtful, that were harmful or even traumatic. So what are these experiences that shaped your life? You have gained extreme wisdom from these experiences. And these experiences can be used as teaching points for others, because in a world of billions of people, you are not the only one who has had this experience. There are thousands, millions of other people who have had this experience. But not everyone is feeling confident or ready to speak about these experiences. This is where you can do the internal work, go to therapy, talk about it, process it, see what you've learned from it, and how can we use it to really start having these hard conversations, to show up authentically for our clients, and to really bring that value that makes you unique. So this is going to be one of those points that is going to make you stand out from the rest of the crowd. What are your personal experiences? What are those nuggets of wisdom that you bring that your classmates or that other professionals with the same degree interviewing for the same job that they don't have? And also, the third point is we want to focus on where you want to go. And I know this might sound trivial or elementary, like, come on, Catherine, so basic, but hear me out. When we are faced with a challenge, when I was learning how to skate and ride a bike, every single time there would be a big rock or a big crack or a crevice, and I'm like, oh shoot, don't go there. Don't hit that giant rock, because then you will fall flat on your face. And I'm looking at this rock like, don't hit it. It's so big. I need to go around it. But I keep looking at the rock. And of course, you know what happens. I hit the rock and I eat dirt. So that is a visual of what we need to not do. Okay. We need to keep our focus on the clear path. We need to keep our focus on where it is that we need to go. We're not going towards the rock. We're not going towards, oh, let's not screw this up. Let's not mess up this opportunity. Let's not mess up whatever. Let's not mess up, right? Let's not hit that rock and eat dirt. If you are focusing on, I don't want to fuck up, I don't want to mess up, then that is where your energy is going. You're thinking of all the ways that you can mess up. And that is hitting the rock. So instead, we need to think of the clear path. What do we want to do? We want to focus on our strengths. We want to focus on those wisdom nuggets that we bring to the table. We want to focus on what kind of job and salary do we want? What is that? Let's focus there. Let's focus on where we want to go. So if you are new grad, trying to pivot, if you are sick and tired of your toxic work environment, if you are looking for a job change, if you are looking to get out of a personal situation, if you are just looking to level up, rise up, we want to focus on exactly what is your goal. We need to be very specific here. Because if you put it out there in the universe ask God, if you put it out there very specifically, your chances of getting that are way higher than if your ask is just, I want a different job, or I want to have change. Okay, it's great, but we need to dig a little bit deeper there, because if you don't know what your goal is, if you don't know what success looks like for you, if you don't know where your target is, how do you know if you're ever going to get there? How do you know if you're on the right path? How do you know if you're hitting the golf ball in the right area if you don't know where the heck the golf hole is? You need to know exactly where you're going. So get very specific. What salary do you want? And then once you get that salary, hopefully it scares you. Increase it by a little bit. And when you get to that job interview, ask for the higher number. And when you're asking for that higher number, be confident in knowing that you know the value that you bring. You know your wisdom, you know your education, you know how you are going to help those clients, how you're going to help that organization. And if you need an extra confidence boost, go back through your transcript and look at all of the classes you have taken and passed. And even highlight the ones that directly apply to that position that you are applying for. You have taken college level classes for this particular job. You are more than qualified. Maybe you have some personal experiences that increase your empathy and your ability to establish relationships quickly with people in this particular situation. That is going to increase your value so much. It's going to increase your confidence so much walking into that interview, walking into this new opportunity like the badass that you are. So, definitely make that list. Write it down, put it in your journal, make an audio recording, make a YouTube about it, whatever you need to do to integrate this into your subconscious, that you have these values, wisdoms, and experiences. So with that, definitely write this down. Understand that you bring value that no one else does. This is your differentiation factor. This is what makes you unique. So if this was helpful for you, definitely let me know. Sometimes when I'm doing these podcasts, I feel like I am just talking into my phone, into a space of oblivion. And I wonder, my little imposter syndrome is like, Catherine, is anyone really going to listen to this? And is this actually helpful for anyone? So if it is, let me know. You can find me on Instagram at Social Workers Rise. You can leave me a review on the podcast, wherever you listen to your podcast. Screenshot it, tag me. Just let me know that I am not speaking to oblivion. I definitely appreciate it. And whatever it is that you want to do this summer, right now, take action right now. So get out your pen and paper, or if you're driving, don't do that. But when you stop, get out your pen and paper and write these things down. Write out, what are you super passionate about? What are those 3 areas that you can just talk about forever that get you fired up? And also write down, what are some key experiences in your life that have granted you wisdom that a lot of other people maybe not have had? So you know what those things are. Maybe you were adopted. Maybe your parents struggled with addiction. Maybe you have a traumatic experience that you feel needs to be talked about. Maybe a family member very close to you had some sort of struggle or experience. There are things that you bring to the table that no one else does. What are those things? And then third, get very clear about where you're going. What are your goals? What do you want to do? What kind of job do you want? With what agency, right? So we're getting super specific here. With what agency, where at, make a list of maybe all the agencies that you want to work with and start getting in those circles. See what kind of roundtables they're on. Where are they on social media? Who works there? Kind of get in those circles and get in those same conversations so that when your resume floats across their desk, they're like, oh, I've seen this name before and I really like what they do. And I've actually talked to them before. I really appreciate the value that they bring. So definitely have that. Get very specific. And then let me know if this was helpful at all for you. I'm so excited that you were here with me. We are just getting started. I will see you I'm not going to see you. I'll talk to you next episode. Bye. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of Social Workers Rise. If this episode helped you, please help me spread the word by leaving a review wherever you listen to your podcast and share that you're listening. Tag me on social media. I love it. I will repost and reshare. I love it. Social currency is free, but it is so valuable. Also, I'd love to hear from you on Instagram. I really do respond. I really do love it when you give me your feedback. Lastly, this is not therapeutic advice or business advice or any other kind of personalized advice. To get that, you definitely need me as your coach. So please, again, reach out to me on Instagram. I can't wait till next week. I will see you then. All the love. Bye.